less than a stellar year for Matt Judon's Patriots. They are yours, by the way, in 2022. And at times, calls for his backup, Bailey Zappi, could be heard coming from the fans, particularly on Monday Night Football against the Chicago Bears. Bill Belichick was asked about his two young quarterbacks yesterday at the annual league meeting.
Bill, would it be fair to say that both Mac and Bailey Zappi will be competing for the starting job over the summer, or is it Mac's job?
Yeah, well, everybody get a chance to play. We'll play the best player.
So it's still kind of a competition.
Everybody will get a chance to play.
Bill, do you envision a scenario where the Patriots would pursue Lamar Jackson, who's been assigned the franchise tag, with a non-exclusive tag by the Ravens?
And Mike, I'm not going to talk about players on any other team.
He's a free agent, so I didn't know.
Period.
It's incredible. Period.
Judon, speak on your man here.
Bill?
Yeah.
Man, that's how he been that way before I got there, and I don't think nobody gonna change him, man.
No.
He's gonna answer those questions how he answered those.
You're watching the clip and you're like you're laughing, and we all kind of are. Why? Why is it funny to you?
Period.
Period. Period.
Yeah, I mean that's just how he is, man. That's what his demeanor is. That's how he handles interviews. I don't really know why people still asking questions. They should just really leave him alone at this way. He really set in his ways, but he means business. With everything he says, it's the truth. Mm-hmm. Everybody gonna get an opportunity to play, and he will play the best players. I think if he has a chance to better our team, he will do that, but he's not gonna tell anybody else he's gonna do that. He's not gonna tell anybody else his decisions or his game plan until he really has to.
Well, his game plan is to not speak about players on other teams. We know that much. He will not speak on Lamar Jackson despite his status in the NFL. So let's focus on the guys that he does have within the quarterback room for the New England Patriots, and Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi. Weigh in on that room and just how you felt like last season went between those two guys, how the team feels about the quarterbacks, and where you think they should move forward at the quarterback position.
It don't matter what I think, honestly, but I think both of them had a good year. We all got to get better. We all got to get better going into the season. And so I think just with more stability and unity in that group or on the offense, you just got to build that, and you got to try to build through the off season and going into the year. But I believe that hopefully they both come back better and they come back different players than last year, and then we see what happens during camp.
What was that like last year? The Chicago game around, all right, Mac's injured, Zappi gets in, he's playing really well, Mac's back healthy, he starts practicing. What was it like for you guys within the locker room where now it's like, all right, Mac is back, he's out there, but then Bailey Zappi's in there. Was it awkward for you guys of like which quarterback's gonna be in there? How do I treat both of these guys moving forward if they both have the opportunity to play?
Oh, we kind of treated them just like teammates, man. You got to, because it's some stuff that's not up to them, right? They playing style, they playing ability, or what their God-given talents wasn't up to them. But how they handle everything, that's what's really up to them. And they both handle everything well. They both, you never heard anything kind of leak out or anything, them complaining in the media and stuff or crying on social media or anything. They handle that well. And for Bailey, it's his first year in the league, so he really not expecting. He don't know what to expect. Yeah. And it's really a week-to-week league from him because everything was a first for him. And then it was a first for Mac because he was dealing with an injury that he hasn't had before. And so they handled it well. And so as, like, older guys, you just like, hey, bro, like, when you ready or, like, when you play, like, we got your back. And, like, your defense got your back. And whatever y'all do, we going to go out there and try to keep points off the board and get the ball back to y'all.
It's tough because, you know, the AFC is just, they got so many killers. And even in your division, you know, Josh isn't going anywhere and Rodgers is coming and the Dolphins are loaded. It feels like you got to have like a guy to really compete. And maybe you guys do, and maybe hopefully you will. What do you feel like when you hear the idea that the Patriots could make a move for Lamar?
I mean, if he comes and they make that move, you know, we'll handle it then. But if not, we got to play with the guys we got. Like Coach kind of said, like, Yeah, if he come, I play with Lamar, and I know the feeling of having Lamar as a quarterback. But we don't have him. We don't have him until we do. And then so if not, we gonna play with Mac or Bailey or whoever else we have behind center, because that's who we got, and that's what you gotta kind of live by in this game.
Matt, I think your quarterbacks are good. I think they're limited, and I think there's really talented guys in the league. I don't know if you can win the division with those quarterbacks. Can you?
We got a defense to win.
You do.
Yeah, you can't put everything on a quarterback, but that's what we tend to focus on. Like I said, like I don't get a win and loss, but like we can go out there and win it. We can go out there and win the game. Like I think as a defense, we have a good enough defense to compete with anybody, and as an offense, we have the ability to score points, and we have players around whatever quarterback that's in there to score points. And so we just got to go out there and do it and execute and focus on like what we're doing. And when we do that, we are a good team. But then when we don't, it doesn't look good.
I'm always fascinated when Bill gets up and talks. Like even at that moment when that started, everybody was putting their recorders in front of him, and as they stop, Bill just takes them all and goes and pushes them back as if, don't put all of these things right in my face. And the one thing that I've always loved about him as a coach, he's always said, we're not living in the past. We're focused about moving forward. And you saw some of that in his answers. We're not worried about external things. We're only worried about the things that go on within our team. And then somebody asked him a question just in reference to, what do you say to the fans right now as you look forward to 2023 and beyond? And Bill had a great response. His response was the last 25 years. That's what he would tell the fans who are concerned about the future. Focus on these last 25 years. And then my brother had a great tweet when he saw Bill's response. And I think as players who've played for Bill, you get a kick out of it because you know how he is. And Dev said, Kyle always says, I hear, talk your bleep, Bill. And Bill's letting everybody know, hey, like, this is what I do. I've been doing this for so many years, finding a way to be successful. My concern right now is if we're focusing on the past 25 years, what does that mean for Matthew Judon and the Bailey Zappies of the Patriots of 2023? Because to Kyle's point, they're limited compared to the three other teams in their division right now. So what are they going to do to be able to combat that? Because their defense was incredible last year, and it still wasn't enough to get to the playoffs. So I'm very interested to see how New England, how Bill move forward this offseason going into next to keep up with the rest of the division.
While I can't appreciate his demeanor and the nature in which he answers the questions can provide a sense of entertainment, what I find frustrating is that when he answers questions with, say, things like, oh, I've been doing this for 25 years, don't we hear all the time, and we saw a former player of his tweet this back to Dev, actually, Ben Watson said, Coach, that's weird because Coach always tells us that what we did in the past doesn't matter. So which one is it, Coach Belichick? Is it the fact that you don't have to answer to these questions because you've been doing it for 25 years? Or is it you're trying to turn around the direction that this team is going in within your division because of the decisions that I think the interesting ones that he has made in the last year as it pertains to his offensive coordinators? And yeah, I hope Bill O'Brien rights the ship for him, but the whole Matt Patricia, Joe Judge thing was curious at best in terms of Belichick allowing those guys to be in charge of it or not in charge of it. But I just thought that was an interesting way to rest on your laurels, if you will, of 25 years when you constantly ask people to forget about yesterday.
Well, listen, I'll make it pointed. The last 2 years is what I'm concentrating on. And Brady left, and Belichick, the greatest coach ever, is sub 500. You have this interesting perspective because you came after all the party and the confetti and the champagne, and I get that. How much does Brady's presence linger over the organization?
I mean, I think nobody ever fill those shoes. Like when you talk about Tom Brady, you're talking about one of the best to ever do it and clutch, and throughout just his entirety of his career, and the winningness that he has and the impact that he has on players that he's played with or that grew up watching him.
Tough to replace.
Like, it's tough to replace, and so I think his greatness will always loom over the Patriots,
especially for every quarterback that comes after. You compare it to Tom.
The standard. Woof.